We're all like, we're sitting there. There's like a half an hour before dinner, hammering them, and then during dinner, like I keep going back to refill by the door. Like I'm kind of sneaking it because I don't want to, Chris's grandma to see necessarily. Like I'm drinking.
That is what alcoholics do. Right?
They don't need to know.
No, I'm saying I'm on vacation. We're out, like and I.
Just drink it. Don't hide it.
And then you do the move that I do. If you sneak like I do, you put the cans back in your own cooler because you're like, no need for you to recycle them. I'll take them with me. Leave no trace. Leave no trace, me boy.
And then Chris's grandma tells Chris, she's like, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm worried about TC. I think he has diabetes because I saw him drinking like 5 or 6 waters like over and over. He was like hammering water. I had this joke at the Crystal tells me that. I'm like, oh my God. So we have this joke, diabetes or alcoholic. Scream that the fan's broken.
Okay, this was my. I'm gonna use my Mountain Dew as the fan. This was my birthday gift, and I brought it outside for you and Tommy and Max, and you forgot to bring it in. So now I'm gonna sit it here, and I'm very angry that you forgot to bring it in.
Now, who brought it out?
I brought it out.
The facial expression already. You're out.
The facial expression
that's strike
was
one.
Bad.
That's strike one. You can't do
that's my real face.
You
know, we have a director
I saw
on set.
it change.
Who brought it out?
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Who brought it out?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Are you tired of paying too much for a haircut? Would you like a professional trim for a fraction of the cost? Introducing Tuttle's Budget Cuts. Nestled in the heart of the Hobo Fish Camp, Tuttle's Budget Cuts offer style and value. For $5, not only will you receive a haircut you'll never forget, but Tuttle will also serve you lunch. Choose between your choice of a bone-in catfish sandwich or local favorite, Tuttle Pie Surprise. Yum.
Come
on down. Wait,
I just puked in my mouth.
Too awkward, Drew. What are you doing?
Come on down. No, it's over.
Stop.
You're nervously reading a manifesto.
Drew, you gotta stop. You look like you're sweating. You're shaking. There's sweat coming down your brow.
So
you know you look like the Bud Dwyer. You remember the Bud Dwyer video?
He's like, hold.
He's like, hold on. He tells everybody to get back, and then he reaches in the manila envelope and he pulls out a gun. He blows his brains out. That's what it looks like you're about to do. So you gotta stop. You gotta change your body language.
Okay.
All right, we want to see these things
Sorry.
in it.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, you guys
You
are.
want to see your fantasies of killing EJ.
Yeah, you can do it out there in the lobby. Sam will show you. And they're gonna drive this battle bot around. I think
it looks like a little remote control car. Like it doesn't look that menacing.
Drive it towards you, Brendan.
Yeah.
A little bit towards you.
Okay, he's starting up the saw. Oh, now we're gonna get it. Oh! Wow! He blew him apart.
Holy smokes, dude!
Yeah. That thing, oh man, if that hit your toenails.
I don't even want. Don't run that thing in here. I don't want to be near that thing.
That thing would blow your big toe off.
Your purple shoes.
Yeah.
What was that they hit?
A tiny toy Sebastian from Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the T-shirt,
Yeah.
it turns out it was for a real high school that still exists today, and it's a tiny little town of I think there's 25,000 people or something that live there. Someone noticed because in the scene where I'm marching out, you can see it. So had I not been upgraded to have that whole scene, this would have never happened. Had they not chosen that shirt, this would have never happened. It was so serendipitous that everything came together. Someone noticed during my close-up when I'm shouting at them, why y'all sitting around for? You heard the kid. They paused it and took this picture of me on the screen, and it went viral just in that community, I guess, or people that used to live there. It got shared 1,000 times on Facebook.
He looks like us.
And so the school decided that there was so much popularity behind it that they were going to reprint the shirts. And also I talked to the school about coming in to do a fundraiser, which I was like, you don't have to pay me. Just someone volunteered a hotel room for me. I'm like, cool. And I was going to ask them for gas, but then I was like, I don't want any money I take from them is just money that doesn't go to the kids.
Yeah.
So I started to do that, and then I was like, you know what? I can set up a comedy show there, and then I can make money from that and still give more to the school from that, and I'd feel comfortable profiting from that as opposed to their benefit thing.
Got it.
So Oktoberfest originally was a wedding celebration of the Crown Prince of Bavaria, Prince Ludwig, eventually King Ludwig. But it's just been a tradition for a couple hundred years now that started as a celebration in the town and in Munich where he got married.
Imagine if that person knew that, something they
That
started.
bikers.
The white girls go to Faravilla for dirndls to go to
Imagine if that
Oktoberfest.
person knew that a bunch of bikers would be standing around in leather vests only, watching women wrestle in rotten coleslaw in a field.
I always think of
Sauerkraut and leather pants are common in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you in on a secret. I'll let you in on a few secrets.
Ooh.
We never go into rehearsals without complaining about doing Who Let the Dogs Out. Never, ever.
But of course, that makes you human being.
Yeah, that makes you real. That's why we're like, we love the Baja Band.
Right. But and then another thing is we dare not perform that song before the last song of the set.
Right.
Because to do that song is to really end the show.
Right.
Not only because it's the biggest song and what everyone comes to hear. It's something about the same magic that made it so popular is the same magic that makes it hard to follow up with.
Yeah.
So it's hard to have a song that follows that with the same energy, the same way it just all comes together, and with the crowd participation.
Yeah.
It's just hard to match that energy. Now, we would do encore performances after we sing Who Let the Dogs Out, but definitely Dogs would end the show.
Who let the dogs out?
You can press the button on your earbud.
What?
On your iPod, in the thing in your ear, your AirPod.
Yeah,
it
has a button.
The rabbit hole you can go down in
all the things that are done behind the scenes. It's thousands of situations. I was just in Belize. I was filming my Wild Harvest series, actually a new series on PBS. I was filming it in Belize. And while we were there, I happened to be with the guy who was the Belizean fixer for Bear Grylls' show that he did in Belize. It was his son that built the raft that Bear used. And when Bear turns to the camera saying he's eating this snake that he caught, it is actually Kentucky Fried Chicken he's eating.
Oh, God.
He's
eating Kentucky Fried Chicken. Oh, come on. Hold on. How
Hey, shout out to PBS. My wife works for PBS, so good luck with the new show, man. That's awesome.
Well, on PBS, I got Wild Harvest, which is a local foraging. Again, I'm just teaching again, right? Teaching wild edible plants, right?
Yeah, it's real
I got
stuff.
Surviving Disasters, which is a pledge special at the moment, which is really helpful for all the disasters going on. And I've got my film called La Loche, which is about actually a documentary about a school shooting and a canoe trip up in Canada. So yeah, I'm still very active, that's for sure.
I bet you that the more they sounded like that, the more better.
You think we'd like
the
it?
better?
Mo better. Did it again.
You mo better these news got yeah. You ain't see the news got like you see them all the wheat on there. You see the mothers together go on there, yeah. Ooh, put the little cadence $5, put the butter on it. What am I gonna get on these?
Why can't I talk? I just want to be able
You
to
do
talk.
it for a living.
I'm
You've
so
been
bad at
using
it.
the phrase "mo better." This is the second day in a
I'm
row
fine with
that
it.
you've. I like it.
I
I just don't know how
Mo
to take
is
it.
in fact better. Just call mo.com.
Call Mo and get back on the right track.
I don't know how to
I
take it
just
because
wanna talk.
I don't know if you've been.
I
Have you
forgot
seen
about
the
that
commercial with Mo? And the Matt, is it Matt Foley? Was that his name?
I don't remember.
I'm Matt Foley. I forgot about that commercial. What's going on, everybody? How was your lunch? We got a guest on the couch. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. There he is. Sorry.
And are we going to do this for Friday 1?
We can.
Okay. Yeah.
1 or 2. Might as well do for 1, and then we'll see how far we get.
Did we went too far or too long with Paul and
We only needed 17. We got 24.
Do.
What was it for? How long was the first segment?
23.
Maybe we
could flip
put
those.
Paul for Friday 2.
Friday 2, and then we do
16 with
16.
Craig.
Yeah. I think
can.
that may work.
Okay.
Because we can't put those other two together because then we'd have to cut out. Although we probably could. You know what? We maybe can cut out Paul's.
Whatever you want.
You know, we probably cut out a 5-minute story.
No
that
one
he
would
told
even
me.
know. No, I'm not kidding. Like, I think I can do that.
Or we do this as
Yeah,
for
whatever.
everyone. Okay.
Let's just. What's more value?
This.
This? Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just do this then.
Right.
All right, here we go. Would
I
you
don't know
like-
about that.
Yeah. No.
Here we go. Would you like to start?
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
We do have a guest, but before we get to our guest, let's talk about YouTube and Twitch. We stream every single Monday through Friday, and we'll probably be doing so in the new year. So head over to tomanddan.com. Wait, no, go to YouTube/TomandDanLive or Twitch Tom and Dan Live. There.
Yeah. And you could also listen to audio only if you want.
You can.
But of course, the video as well.
We're on Spotify now. We're on YouTube Podcast. We're on Amazon Podcast. All the podcasts.
So New Year's Eve is coming up.
It is.
And New Year's Eve, just like the 4th of July, it's a huge fireworks holiday. And I wonder when they started maybe Craig knows, when they started with fireworks, or fireworks became like a New Year's Eve thing as well? Because it seems like 4th of July and New Year's Eve are
They're
the
like
two
the big
staples,
ones.
you know.
Yeah.
So Craig from Pyrospot Fireworks is here. How you doing, Craig?
Good. How are you?
Hey, man. Good to see you.
Of course, multiple locations. They got their original location in Longwood.
Yep.
That's open. That's opening.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it open
tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
There you go.
Or today, if you're listening to this on
today,
the radio
Friday.
podcast,
It's
Friday.
open, baby.
Today or tomorrow.
Yeah. And then the other two locations open up on the 26th, and that's Sanford in the Seminole Town Center Mall, and then also Eustis location as well.
What is your biggest location?
The Longwood location.
The Longwood.
Yeah,
It's been there the longest. People know it for so many years now. So.
Yeah. And you got like your repeat customers. You
Oh,
got
God,
regulars now
Yeah.
that show up. I mean, that is kind of the only problem, is that your fireworks are so good that the regular, if you don't get there quick.
There's some guy with a King Ranch that comes by.
Oh,
And he's dropping. I mean, what is he dropping, Craig?
$50.
I mean, what's considered an amazing, over the top, like shocking to you?
Do you
this
have a
personal display someone's bought?
Do you have one that you can give us the number on? You were like,
Oh,
wowie.
Yeah. So, like, if you're just coming in and you're doing it for your house or a group of friends or something like that, if you honestly you spend more than like $700 or $800, I'm like, man, that's going to be a nice little show.
Yeah.
But we have people who come in who drop like $3,000.
Wow.
Like, and I'll ask, are you guys doing like a neighborhood thing? No, I'm me and the family and the next door neighbors are.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I know
They're
those
into
guys. I've got some guys that I send to you that do, and this is the thing I see the most. I think this is very Florida, especially in an outdoor Florida rural neighborhood. You get the people that'll be like, everybody gave us $250. We got $2,000. You know what I mean? Like each house gave $250.
Yeah.
And
Pool
we go,
your money.
Yeah, and then they go and they send like a representative from each family or like a kid or two, and they all go down and pick out different things.
We see that so much.
Is
now.
that the number one thing that people do?
Oh,
is
yeah.
the neighborhood
Even
like pooling?
more after the pandemic. I think during the pandemic, whenever all the cities canceled the fireworks shows.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they legalized fireworks in Florida as well. We had seen it a lot before pandemic, but then after that, it just really blew up. People coming in where they're putting on a neighborhood show where, they got 10 neighbors who all chipped in $200, and they want to do, stuff for the kids, but then they want to do the big stuff for the show at night, and it's a lot of fun. When I was way back in the day, whenever I lived in Claremont, 30 years ago, we had 8 houses on my cul-de-sac. We did the same thing. We actually put a little a bar across the cul-de-sac road. All the neighbors were into it. We all chipped in, and we did fireworks. You go buy them from wherever, and we did a big barbecue out there and stuff. So it was great.
Nice.
I knew all the neighbors. Look forward to it. We did it like 3 or 4 times a year. We'd have a neighborhood party, but then we always did fireworks on New Year's or 4th of July.
Yeah.
So.
And that's how you got to where you're at now.
I know.
It's the origin story of a supervillain.
Yeah. Well, then Craig, because we known Craig for, God.
I knew before the 10, right?
18 years.
I knew when you
I was
would
about
be
to say
like,
damn near 20.
I remember when you'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna get the fireworks again. Do you want some fireworks?"
I got half a container this time. That's all I'm saying. They went.
I might have overdone it.
Yeah.
So what are there any new? We always ask you this. I know that sometimes there are, sometimes they're not. Are there any new fireworks that are the one that everybody wants? The must
the hot item of 2023.
Well, so most people haven't seen them yet, but we have some new items that are really cool. Where there's a new effect that has almost like a delayed sparkle, where it goes up and it breaks and it has an effect. And then after a few seconds, there's an after effect that goes on with sparkles in the air and anything else like that.
Oh, wow.
And that's really cool. And it's funny because you can tell when they come up with something new that's kind of cool because they put it in 10 different things.
Okay. Yeah, they overuse it.
It goes from 0 to here. We have these 10 different cakes
Yeah.
that all have some form of that effect. And of course, I'm like, oh, give me the best 4.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember when the smiley face came out, and that was a
Blew
huge
your mind,
craze.
right?
Like a smiley face.
There's shapes now.
But it'd always be like upside down. You could never get it perfect.
A little
but,
like he's got like an indifferent look on his face.
Also, depending on how it blew up and the angle you were looking at it, you're like, because
Is that a butt?
If you look at a smiley face sideways, it's just a line.
It's a line of stars.
True.
You're like, I don't see anything.
Write that down, actually. A smiley face sideways is but a line. I like that.
But every once in a while, and then you're like, well, this is a new craze.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you're going to spell out things, and then it kind of like, it burned
like-
hot, and then like, no more smiley face.
I feel like smiley face killed out anything you could spell because they were like, well, what's better than a smiley face?
Yeah,
It's like,
come on.
I thought maybe writing help would be kind of fun. You know what I always liked is in the cakes, the ones that go like,
yeah, the big
those,
zipper cakes.
Those need to be in everything. The ones that are just like machine gun fire.
So we got lucky this year. People who come to shop, you're going to see that actually a lot of our prices dropped. Which, man, happy to say
Really?
that. Yeah, because
Hold on, everything's gone up.
I know. It's
Don't
crazy.
tell people that. Build it into the price. It's called a fun fee.
Every time I leave the house, it's $180
Oh,
just
I know.
leaving the house.
My God.
So shipping, because it 4th of July last year was on the Monday and the Tuesday and stuff. So the demand in the United States is much lower for fireworks. So. And, of course, after the pandemic, the shipping picked up like it normally was. Again, the ports are operating at 100%. So shipping prices dropped back down to what they were pre-pandemic.
Okay.
Now, the cost of the firework itself has still gone up from 3 or 4 years ago, but not that much. It was the shipping that was killing us because the shipping went up by like 300%.
Yeah.
So now, thankfully, prices have gone down because demand has subsided. The other good news for me is I have everything. Like for the first time in honestly 4 years, I have plenty of everything. In fact, for New Year's, because usually I don't start getting imports until like February or March for the following year.
Yeah.
I got a ton of stuff in October, November. So for the first time, I am like my warehouse is bulging. I have everything that we could possibly want and more to where like we're all excited because I'm like, we got to figure out how to fit it on the shelf.
Yeah.
So,
this may sound stupid, but I find myself kind of going back to the fountain and follow me. With
I like a good fountain, man. I saw one over at Publix called Disco Turkey. I don't buy Publix fireworks because they're trash, but I love the name.
Yeah, because like Craig's got some, the best fountains.
He does.
He's got the best fountains.
The best fountains. Because you look at like fountains and they've gotten a bad name over the years because they're known as like the Winn-Dixie fireworks.
Yeah. They should be called blowtorches.
Yeah,
right. A blowtorch is the same as a fountain.
Yeah.
But sometimes everybody always wants mortars and rockets and
or
things
just
that
put
explode
fire in front of it. Fire fountain sounds better than fountain.
But having some good fountains in your display is a crowd pleaser.
It is,
and also a break from loud explosions. Sometimes
for the little ones.
And then so
it lights up everything so you can see to light your cigarette.
And people enjoy a good fountain.
Yeah, I like it.
It's funny you said that. So we have a ton of fountains this year, but at the demo this past year, we saw a new fountain called Evil Priest, and it was amazing. It's
Evil Priest.
Evil Priest.
Okay.
500-gram fountain, so the much you can put in.
That's big.
And for a fountain, it was pretty impressive. And we watched it, and I was like, GD, man, that's amazing.
It's a great evil priest.
So then I saw
it's like molesting the kids with
Look at him go. Oh my God.
So, but then I saw the cost of the mountain. I was like, oh my God,
it's so expensive.
So we did. We honestly, we went, I had a couple of friends there with me, and it went back and forth and stuff. And we were like, well, the problem is it's going to be, even if I don't mark it up much, if I take a hit on it, it's going to be an expensive fountain.
Yeah.
But I still ordered 10.
Yeah.
Because it was
10,000.
I love it.
No, 10 cases.
Did you see the 16 tons of fireworks that got seized in Hawaii?
Oh, I did see that.
It happened yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
16 tons.
Yeah, I got the story up here. 16 tons. It was illegal fireworks in Honolulu. the Miami police cracked down on the. Don't they have other things they're handling still in Maui? And it's
well,
still
there's
terrible?
fires, right? And you can't have
Hell
aerial
no.
fireworks going off when you have wildfires.
It says here, quote, the illegal fireworks task force has been working closely with the local shipping industry to stop illegal fireworks from making into Hawaii. The strong cooperation cultivated between law enforcement and industry resulted in the, they said they found a shipping container, recovered illegal fireworks, and how many containers?
When they say illegal fireworks,
35,000 pounds. There you go. That's what I was looking for.
So it's like California. Like in California, the only thing you can have is little tiny fountains, not even big fountains.
So a 500-gram fountain there is.
And the way it read, it sounded like anything aerial. You were not, not allowed to have.
It's like back in the day in Florida,
Correct.
you know, like, and that's because they have desert climate over there. You know, we always talk about the negative effects of climate change. But the positive effects is that we haven't had a drought.
We should start talking about more positives.
I feel like the climate change has caused, you know, not only New Year's Eve, but also 4th of July to be wet. And we've never had a problem where, in my memory, it was a long, like 25 years ago.
2011 was the last time we had like a really dry where they actually suspended sales, and then we got a massive rainstorm like June 24th or 25th.
Go!
And they flipped the switch and said, "Okay, you can sell them."
Yeah.
Okay, so that was in, you know.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah.
But I remember before
what do you got to do to call in a rainstorm, man? How do you do that?
But yeah, like it seems like in at least the past, you know, more than 10 years, it's always been wet enough where it's never been a concern where like fireworks are going to cause any fires. Or
no, I mean, certainly not. Yeah.
Thankfully. So every time it rains, like whenever you're talking spring, I'm like,
Do you have any fireworks that you just don't carry? Is there anything that you're just like, that's too much, or like,
so
I can't put that on my shelf because it's just like
that's
it's
it.
Really,
it's the
too
I
much.
can't put it on my
that's
shelf.
what I thought. Yeah, and I don't want to get you in any
the too
trouble.
much thing is never. But so. Look, I own a business, so no matter what my personal political feelings are,
yes,
I am not going to go one way or the other with products that I carry.
Not
because
the thing.
why would I piss off 50% of my customers?
Sure.
No matter which side you're on.
Yeah.
And
for you, it'd be closer to 70. But I
really.
get what you're saying.
Pretty much right.
I'm trying to really actually do the number.
Maybe 78%.
He's really Tom is notoriously good at this, so he might be.
It's not going over. If you walk in the tent, and then I'm just saying Joe Biden jokes will kill.
I know if you hit it, if you do hit it, you get both showcases because that's the rules.
It is. There's somewhere I see labels and stuff, not from the major companies that I deal with, but a lot of the smaller companies and stuff, because they'll throw anything on a label. Where I look at someone and I'm like, man. And it could be the worst part is when it's an amazing firework, and I was like, oh God, man,
I just can't buy the Kaylee
I can't put that on my.
I know that was the harshest thing I could think of.
Or I mean, there's other ones where you like look at it'll have, because once again it's coming from China, right? They can do anything. Yeah. It'll have anime art on the outside.
Oh
yeah,
holding it open with a tentacle.
They don't blur that?
No, they don't. They do a lot of how do I say that? Juices.
Oh,
a lot of juices, a lot of like sprays and.
Craig, I'm curious, and I know you've probably thought about this before, but how much of
tentacle?
What are your thoughts?
Let's say the U.S. government put a ban on like any sort of marketing on the outside of fireworks, and they all had to just be jet black or white.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's like mystery fireworks.
How much would that affect the sales of fireworks? Because I feel like
that's an interesting question.
When I'm walking through the tent at Pyrospot every year, because I go there every year. Now I bring my sons, and now it's a tradition where they pick out. Craig's seen it every single year.
You go there, find a couple things.
They come, they pick it out, we put it into the cart.
Get the swords.
We're like,
what do you get? The old Tom Van discount over there?
But 99% of our decision making. I mean, a lot of times I ask Craig what's good, and then plus Craig's got all the screens, so we could look now.
And you can do that on the website now, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I just
like
look
you can
at
do
that.
it as you're like driving there. Well, you shouldn't be on your phone.
Yeah, the label is a major selling point.
Okay,
And there's
yeah.
one that we carry on and off, and it's when we can get it called Redneck Rampage, and it's hilarious.
I remember that one.
It's monster trucks on the outside, right? And it's a great firework, but honestly, we'd sell a ton no matter what it was because it says Redneck Rampage, and it has giant monster trucks on the label.
There's bikini girls, Osama bin Laden. I mean, there's some things you always have.
And Daniel knows because he's seen me do it as the host of a lot of 4th of July and New Year's fireworks displays.
I think you're one of the best hosts, especially on the one wheel.
Is that when I go pick out the cake, the Redneck Rampage, I announce to the audience what it's called, and then it gets a laugh every time because they're all the names.
Yeah, we do ask
announce
the names.
all the names?
He does.
Yes,
I ask. I'll go, what's the name?
I've never been invited to a New Year's fireworks display.
I thought we invited you to the July 4th one last time.
So the funny thing is, years ago, we had a firework called Sucker Punch that I had seen at the demo, and it was an amazing firework. And it had the label and everything on it. Well, that particular year, whatever factory it was coming from, there was a mistake where the labels didn't get printed. The outer wraps didn't get printed. So Sucker Punch arrived in just a brown wrapper that said Sucker Punch on it, right? It didn't have any of the graphics or anything else.
Okay.
And it was a great cake, but it was the best-selling cake that I had this year because people would see it and go, hey, look at this.
It's so different.
It's got to be something good because it doesn't have anything on it.
It's a black label.
It's just the name in like regular stencil print that says Sucker Punch with it, and it flew off the shelf. And it was not only my stand, but nationwide, it was a massive seller for that same reason. They abandoned the label that they were previously going to put on it, and they left it in a plain brown wrapper.
I like that, though.
Oh,
Smarter than we think.
And then sometimes you'll see one that'll be like Granny's Delight, and it'll be a bunch of old ladies and walkers, and you're like, why did they do? And then you just get it for curiosity. And then it's like, well, what part of this display did they think Granny's Delight? Then I'm like, are the people just like high in a room just coming up with nonsense?
We laugh all the time because we'll be at the fireworks table and they'll be like,
There might be a translation issue.
Oh,
I was
up
going to say,
next,
one of them
Purple Haze, and we'll watch it, and we're like,
It's
there's
green.
no purple. Like, why the hell would you call it Purple Haze?
Yeah.
You gave me one time that was, I think it was called fast food. And it had on the outside a bunch of different
They're like Americans are fat and like
it
fast
was like
food.
hamburger, hot dog, fry, but all copywritten from like all different Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, and it was all. And I'm like, that has nothing to do because they don't even understand what Americans like, but they think we like.
But we do like it.
I do really like fast food. I really do.
I mean, Redneck Rampage and fast food.
I think they know exactly, which makes me scared a little bit because
and you guys might like Granny's Delight because I've heard about your porn searches.
Ugly old grannies.
The larger companies, you don't see it as much because they're worried about lawsuits and stuff. But whenever I see stuff from some of the smaller companies that come in, like they just grab whatever artwork they can find and they throw it on the label. So, you look at something, I look at the label and it's obviously like Disney artwork or Disney, and that's bad. But then you look at them and hey, that's from Call of Duty. Like they literally just stole images from Call of Duty and put it on there and came up with a name on it.
The chat room said something that you'll have to kind of be our reporter on this year. The chat room has a very excellent question in the evolution of fireworks. Remember, we've done the shows where we go in there and read off all the names or whatever. They're wondering, and I think this is from Sourdough in our chat room. I think this is a pretty smart idea. They think that how many of these cakes or different pieces of fireworks will have now AI-generated images being used? Who's going to, because there's no copyright, you can do whatever you want. Total Wild West. Will we start to see that? So if you start to see that, a lot of times they don't care. Maybe AI is like, we don't need AI.
Oh,
Let's
no.
keep doing what we're
there's
already doing.
no question because they ran out of ideas a long time ago. When I look at some of the artwork, I joke with my sales rep from the big companies, and I'm like, really? Like,
right.
Where did this come from? And he's like, I don't know, man. Some guy in China was.
They're for sure going to use AI because it's cheap.
We have one this year. We have a new cake, and it is it's a banger, a nice loud banger, but it's called Utterly in Love, UTTER.
Cows.
And it's got a cow on the front of it, and the label's like a 3D label when you move it, so it looks like.
You already sold me.
And it's a great cake, but I'm like, why? Why this label?
Like, it's funny when you announce it. You're like, up next, Utterly Love. And people say cow. Listen, if
It's a
you
cute
want,
little pun.
if you want the best fireworks in Central Florida,
No dud guarantee.
No guarantee.
Pyrospot Fireworks, iwantfireworks.com for all locations.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
the Longwood location open up December 22nd. Then the Sanford location, December 26th. And the Eustis location, also December 26th. But find everything on iwantfireworks.com. Craig, thanks so much.
Love
Thank
you,
you.
buddy. Be good. Happy New Year. We'll see you next
Happy
year.
New Year. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Great job, buddy. Oh, thank you. Sam?
Friday one.
And we had anything for that? Yes. No.
No.
And then we'll just go back and record like a voicemail.
For Friday 2?
Okay.
Or do you want to switch?
I thought I was going to.
Paul.
Yeah, I
Okay.
thought we switched.
We
Paul.
didn't. We didn't come to a terms. So
Yeah, but
okay. So that will, Paul will be Friday 2.
Okay.
And then so we'll go back
And do the 16 or whatever it
I'll
was.
label him and move him
Okay.
in just 1 second. But thanks for coming in, dude.
Oh, no worries. Thank you, guys.
Oh. And good luck with it all.
Oh, yeah, back to it. Got a crew just finishing up in Longwood. We're going to head to the warehouse, start loading shelving for Santa.
Okay. Yeah. And then what you like? I'm sure everybody. Do you even you work until like all through Christmas Eve too, like getting ready for.
So we'll have everything ready by like Saturday, right? Christmas Eve-ish, right?
Okay.
The 23rd, 24th, everything will be done. 24th, I prefer nobody work.
Yeah.
We're open till like 3 on the 24th, and then closed all day Christmas Day. So they'll all be set to go the other location, so we can open the door first thing on the 24th.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Love you, buddy. Be
Oh,
good.
see you guys.
Happy,
Good to see you,
happy,
Craig.
happy. Merry Christmas.
Happy Merry Christmas.
Tell your loves that I said hello. And I'm glad I got to see you at Jimmy's. That was cool.
Oh yeah, that was.
Come by and play cards.
Oh, yeah.
In 2024, everybody.
Have you seen the card room?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen it personally. I think I saw some pictures. The guy that Andy Weeks. He's.
Oh, I like Andy. All right.
Oh wow. Yeah. Awesome.
And then I have a friend who makes these, and he's like, "Hey, do you want me to make you one?" And he's killing me because I want one so bad.
I went to read the particulars of that Hawaii story, and I clicked the wrong story. And when I pulled it up, it was all the wrong quotes that what I'd read. I was like, oh, I know it. And I'm looking through it, and I'm like, this is all different.
I did find a story. Somebody that was in the YouTube chat earlier. I wrote it down just in case we did want to talk about it. We can either talk about it now or tomorrow, or not at all, whatever. There was a man that was essentially mauled and partially eaten by his own pit bull in Kindle.
Damn, really?
Yeah. And the guy that was in the YouTube chat said it was like his neighbor.
Oh, shit.
But I don't know if he's in there anymore. That was this morning. But I
Good
looked up the
Lord.
story. There's not a ton to the story,
Right.
but it's pretty interesting.
Good God. Let me pull up those voicemails here. I've been trying to stay more organized on these.
We doing just voicemails or emails as well?
Let's do emails too,
Okay.
because we should have some new ones. There's a good food one in here I got that, yeah, I can play that one. Okay. I will bring us back. Here we go. How long is this?
17.
17? Okay. 3, 2. Welcome back to a corporate time. How about emails, voicemails?
All right.
All right. Let's start with a voicemail. But first, I'll start with a question.
Okay.
Have either of you two ever sent food back?
I've never done it.
Only once, and it wasn't my meal. It was my mom's.
Okay. Well,
And she wouldn't send it back, and I'm like, you have to.
Do you-
This is inedible.
oh, yeah. You know what? I honestly can't remember if I have, but I'm going to guess that I haven't very often. You know, like it's not something I've
Yeah.
really done.
I'm not picky, so I'm not going to send something back because it's overcooked.
Right.
I mean, if it was egregiously undercooked, like the chicken was still pink, but I've never
Sure.
had that happen.
Yeah, I don't think I've had that happen either.
Like, and usually restaurants are pretty good with cooking something.
That's why they're in business.
Well, yeah. Like their standards, and they're like, it can't go
It's like
out
step
raw.
one, don't make it raw.
Yeah.
This is, I think this had to do with your and this is from a BDM show, but the salt-crusted berbicula that you had, it was in reference to that. Not a BDM. Sign up at tomanddan.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ben with a Y here. I was listening to Tom tell his story about the fancy restaurant with the fish. And normally, like, if you go to, like, let's say a Chili's or whatever, and your food comes out and it's not that good, I would typically not send it back. I would just eat it, right? But at a fancy restaurant like that, where you're paying, market price, well, it's $70 a plate or whatever it may be, if it's not cooked perfectly, I don't have a problem sending that back because I feel like you're paying for perfection. I think that's where Gordon Ramsay, and all his yelling and screaming.
It's raw!
As a chef, and I know that's probably a facade that he put on. But that's where he gets it right because, if you're going to pay that much for the food, it's got to be perfect. But anyway, what are your thoughts?
I didn't think you had a problem with your fish, right? Did he
No.
miss here? I thought your fish was fine.
Yeah, no, it was good.
There was no need to send it back.
Also, I wouldn't. It was delicious. But what I was joking around about is that I can't tell the difference between, this amazing fancy fish that I'm eating at a fancy restaurant and some other fish that I ordered at Chili's or whatever.
Right.
Like the difference, I understand one is better, but the difference in scale, I don't know how to quantify.
Right. It's like, whose guitar solo is better, Rivers Cuomo or Yngwie Malmsteen?
Then it's just subjective at that point. And so it's like, if you don't have an appreciation for fine dining, I don't feel like you should fine dine. Because you're paying.
That's probably right. You're not wrong on that.
Because you're the person that has an appreciation for it likes the sauces that they handmade that go along and complement the fish and understand. It's like understanding wine. Like if you give me a $800 a bottle of wine and then give me some red wine from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I probably can tell a difference. I just don't. I
know
can't,
what it means.
I can't tell why it's $700 difference.
Right.
Or more than that.
The justification of the price.
$80. Yeah. So if I don't appreciate that, why am I drinking the super expensive wine, or why am I eating the super expensive fish?
Now, I would send it back if I was at a fancy restaurant because, at least from what I've heard from my friends, and I have a lot of chef friends that work in extremely fancy restaurants, that they like the ability to get a second chance to show you what they can do. Like, they don't like cooking you something that you're like, this is terrible. Give them the opportunity. Send it back and give them the opportunity to present it the way it should have been presented,
But isn't it like at a fancy restaurant, right? Wouldn't the chef know more than the customer? Like the customer's like, I'm sending this back, not cooked well. Well, if I'm the chef, I'm like, wait a minute.
There are some restaurants where they will not take this is how it comes.
Yeah.
We don't cook it any other way. We don't make any exceptions.
No exceptions.
It's exactly perfect. And that's what I think it's the customer who's an idiot and doesn't understand what he's eating.
It is, but a lot of fine dining is like no matter what. A lot of fine dining.
You get what you get.
It is, but a lot of fine dining, they also adhere to the customer's always right. You'll find in a lot of fine dining.
Customer service is
like
ridiculous.
you'll be like, so let's say you got a steak, you wanted it medium, right? And it came out medium well, and you didn't like that. That's really picky, right? If you're like, it's medium to medium well. But for some people, that's not really picky, and they'll be like, this is a little well done. And then the person will be like, no problem at all. Let me take that right back and get you a new steak. You know what I mean? Like, they almost like they like doing it because they know you're spending the money, and they'd rather fix it so you'll come back.
That actually happened to me one time. It came to me well done, and I didn't say anything. I just ate it. Brown.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Brown gray steak.
I'm just like Tom on that, in that, like, for the most part, if I happened last night. I'll give you a real world one. Happened last night. Andrea wanted like Longhorn or something. She wants some like Brussels sprouts and salmon or something. So I was like, that's fine. I'll just order something. I ordered like a tiny fillet, and it was burned. I've never had a steak from like a Longhorn or something where it's like burned, but this is like burnt, and I just ate it.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you go pick it up, like that's.
It was takeout. She brought it home. I'm sitting there.
What are you gonna do? Like go back?
Wait, from Longhorn?
No.
Is that because EJ got in your brain?
No. I was like, we didn't feel like cooking, and then like, and then so she's like, I'll go get it. And I'm like, it's fine. We all order. We pass the phone around. We all order. She goes and gets it, brings it home. We unpack everything, and I look at mine, and I instantly know my steak is burned. And I was like, I'll eat it. It's fine.
It's funny because I don't
even care.
I don't like ordering takeout from restaurants that in my mind I should be eating that food. Crystal does this. She's done it before with Outback Steakhouse.
Ooh,
right?
explain.
So like
I don't know where you're going with this, but I think I like that. I think I agree with it.
Well, it's like Longhorn, Outback Steakhouse, like even Chili's, like the medium, like even though Chili's is considered
like
lower,
medium to low grade.
but it's just like those kind of restaurants. I don't like going and getting pickup food from them.
Okay,
because,
why?
Because I feel like sitting in the Longhorn is part of the
Longhorn experience.
Because it's a little above casual, you should go and have your bread tableside because you afforded that.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not here for the food. I'm here because I'm at Longhorn.
Really?
Okay, all right.
This
is one of the crazier things you said, but I think I like it.
Well,
I think I like this.
It's just because like takeout to me should be from like lower.
Longhorn is Steakhouse Chili's.
Yeah, it is. But
how dare you?
But even
you know
Chili's,
what? We're gonna fight today.
But
now
even,
me and you are gonna
no.
fight.
I wouldn't go
Give
get takeout from Chili's. Like
my dad would get takeout from
Yeah.
Chili's.
Like really?
My dad loved Chili's, dude.
Like you go there, you
What
eat
about-
the
what
food.
Wait a minute,
about
don't
when-
you love Chili's? I
What
thought
about
you
it
liked
when it
Chili's.
was
Yeah, but
high pandemic and you couldn't go out?
Oh
Did you get-
yeah.
It was fine.
I do
though.
that. It's fine. It's never bad. I'm just saying that it.
I don't think
to
you can
me,
count that, Sam. I don't think you can count the pandemic.
To me, it's part
But
of
if you did
eating
it
at
then,
Chili's.
what's the point of not, or what's the problem with doing it now?
Where's your
you
line?
like the ambiance of Chili's?
No, give me your line. No, give me. You know the billboard
I
that
hate
says. You know the billboard that says like human, and then it's got like a chicken, and then it's got like a cow, and then it's got like a dog, and then they X the dog, and that's where you stop. Like I don't eat dog. Like, where is your line? So what restaurant is your last line of considered Tom Van Takeout, TVT? What is the last line? It ends at what restaurant?
Okay, if there's a hostess that seats you.
2J's has one.
Hostess?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that throws off my
hostess.
My,
no, 2J's is. I think 2J's. You would go to 2J's. I
Yeah,
think
but
you would go there.
I'd accept takeout from 2J's.
What about Denny's? They have a hostess that sits you too.
Don't like breakfast takeout. Like Crystal
It doesn't have to be breakfast.
You know
I
what?
never get breakfast at Denny's.
Really?
I'm
Yeah.
with Tom too. I almost cursed, but F breakfast takeout. I do not like breakfast.
Crystal,
Yeah, I
did
wouldn't get
IHOP takeout?
breakfast takeout
I'd make
unless
it
it's like a
myself.
drive-through biscuit or something.
There's something.
I never get breakfast at Denny's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you get
Interesting.
from there?
Sliders.
Hamburger?
Yeah, whatever.
I always get breakfast, and my family loves breakfast.
Like,
Like I hate breakfast takeout.
I wouldn't
Everything's
even-
too steamy.
I wouldn't even think like I'm gonna go get takeout Denny's hamburger or like I don't like takeout and Cracker Barrel.
I don't like takeout Cracker Barrel
You know,
either. Me neither.
Because like
No,
part
sir.
of what I feel makes
We're naming the worst restaurant.
Cracker. No, but that's
no,
why.
we're onto something here. I think we're onto something that people. There is a line of
Like I want to walk through the gift shop and go and see the peppermint candies.
Yeah, I do
and-
like the peppermint.
And then I go and sit down on the wagon
Yeah.
wheel. Then I eat the
Slop.
Cracker Barrel.
I eat the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
I get the what is it? The hash brown casserole.
That's why I'm at Cracker Barrel because of the experience of
ambiance.
like I'm not
paper
like,
napkin.
You know
or
what
paper menu.
You know what I want? I want Herschel's Uncle Herschel's favorite in a styrofoam to go box.
I don't
because
want that.
in the bag and you take it home. It's a
Olive
little
Garden.
cold.
What about Olive Garden?
Olive Garden, no takeout.
Oh, I definitely have gotten takeout.
Yeah,
from
we do
Olive
that a
Garden.
lot because of the
Fazoli's,
kiddos.
You can get takeout. I'm trying to think of what the threshold is.
I don't know. I kind of like
Tijuana Flats.
I kind of like your idea of the hostess.
Takeout.
I think that kind of works.
Yeah, if someone is there.
2J's is a diner, so I'll give that a pass. Like
I'm fine with diner takeout because I feel like diner is like designed
Well, what's
for takeout.
considered a diner versus a restaurant?
Well, then it gets blurry in the middle.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
is.
Oh my God.
It's a dangerous
Too many
game.
rules.
It's a dangerous game.
There's a lot of rules in my life.
Let's see. Okay. The story of the everyone lately has been either emailing or calling, not all of them good, a lot of them drunk, of people that have relatives, loved ones, mothers and dads that have very scary and old Christmas tree toppers.
What's up, guys? Ben with a Y here. I was listening to the ACT recap, and Tom was talking about old angel toppers for the top of your Christmas tree. And my mom also had a scary old angel that she would put on top of her Christmas tree. And, it was like the stereotypical old, creepy-looking angel, but behind it was like these wispies of things. Think of it like the bottom bottom of a broom, how it has a bunch of bristles. But that's what it had behind it. But it wasn't a broom. It was made out of razor thin, what seemed like
metal,
little slivers of fiberglass. And because this thing was so old, they would fall on the ground, and you as a little kid would go walking around, you'd get those things stuck into the bottom of your feet. It was a damn nightmare to have this thing on the tree. And every year I was scared to death to walk by the tree because I was worried I was going to step on one of these razor-thin fiberglass bristles. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.
And they get in like my mom also on her Angel, and it was because there was what are those things called? C9s? The ones that are the big thick boy bulbs?
Yeah.
I think they're called
Yeah,
C9s.
yeah.
So like my mom would have a clear C9 in the Angel behind its head.
Yeah.
And then the whole back of the Angel had been wrapped in aluminum foil to keep it from setting the aluminum foil is what keeps the house from catching on fire.
Because that bulb was red hot.
Red hot. Oh, yeah. My dad would go up there to straighten it, and he'd burn his hand, or, like it was like a lot more dangerous. We also had a little fat snowman. He was made of Bakelite. I still have him, but I don't use him anymore. But he's about like a foot tall, a little fat Frosty the Snowman. And it had a pincher that you'd put another C9 in, another big boy, and you'd put him back there. And that thing got so hot one night, it melted the Bakelite of the snowman. Like, could have killed us all. But I still have it.
On a Christmas tree that's cut down and dry.
Dry in Florida. Super dry inside.
It's funny, and like our kids will, unless they like have some old relics from the 60s and 50s or whatever, it's like, because everything's made in a factory in China now, right? So we're used to what quality that is.
But
right?
you
It's
have
plastic
a lot of that.
garbage.
See, I got rid of a lot of mine, right?
Yeah, but you see the old school, you're like, what? You like, who made this Angel? And you're like, it like stamped on the bottom is like made in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You're like, this
You're
is
right.
made in Kentucky.
It's like handmade.
By some
Hand-painted.
Kentucky old lady in a factory.
In a factory.
Yeah, and then you see
And
like
it cost the family $100, which the equivalent is $100,000 today.
and everything. Yeah, you're right. And it's all made of metal and like real
Porcelain.
cloth, porcelain and stuff like. And you're right, and it'll last forever. And so like it is falling apart because it's old. But you're like, I cannot believe this was handmade by an American in Kentucky.
Well, my
And you see
C9s
that.
are still working. Like I still have like 6 strands of original C9 lights.
Yeah.
And the wires work great. I stopped putting them up because the bulbs that they make to replace them are super expensive now. They don't really, like, it's kind of a novelty to have them.
Oh, yeah.
And when they
Incandescent.
swing, they break. You know, the bulbs are so, they don't make, I'm not saying this again, I'm going to put an addendum here. I'm not saying this to sound like an old man, but they do not make the C9 replacement bulbs. Are not tough. The other ones you could like hammer a nail in with the glass.
Yeah.
Like these new ones, like they swing and they touch like anything and the
Yeah, because it's so cheap.
Yeah, they're just so cheap, man.
Yeah. But then you do look at the old school way of making things, and you're like, wow, this was a waste. There's a lot of metal and leather in this. Like, a lot of things
And
had to die.
toxic to make.
Yeah. There's like iron. There's, some sort of toxic dyes.
I did find a West Highland Terrier Angel Christmas tree topper on
send
Amazon.
that to me. Yeah, send that to me.
Yeah.
Asbestos? Did you guys ever go through a phase? My dad did. My dad also liked decorating for, like, you guys know the stories about Halloween and how much money you would spend on the candy.
Yeah.
But did you guys ever go through a phase where you would, like, do the old school snow village, like, types? Have you done any of that stuff? Like, do you have any of those traditions?
Now?
Yeah. Now.
But not as a kid.
You have a snow village?
Yeah.
Okay,
a Disney one.
No, we don't have any villages, but as a kid, my mom, my grandma, all the people in my family had nativity scene, and it was all different.
Oh, my God, you stole it right.
Yeah.
My mom's nativity. I do, and that is one thing I still have, but, like, it's so delicate, and it's all porcelain, and I don't have the room for it. Like, it takes up it's bigger than this table. Like, it's bigger than our console desk here. Like, it would fit this entire area.
Yeah,
like, I don't even know what to do with it. And see, I think your family will benefit from Crystal having that, like, oh, I need to set this aside for Tommy, or I should set this aside for Tommy and Max. I kind of ruined all of that when my parents died, kind of liquidated everything, right? Now that I've come to think of it, I probably should have held on to, like, a few things.
I wonder if my mom has some of our old Christmas ornaments. I don't know where they'd be.
I have a few of my old ornaments. I got rid of that angel. I mean, the thing was turning into dust.
I've got my original Christmas stocking for
I got
when I was
mine.
a kid.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got my original
And,
Christmas stocking that my grandma knitted with my name in it.
Damn.
And then
Pretty neat.
I'll pass that on to Tommy.
Yeah.
Eventually, so he can maybe give it
Max
to his
gonna
kids.
be upset about that.
Well, he's got my name on it, and Tommy's
I
name.
know.
That's
I know.
We deal in reality here.
I named the first one after me. The second one,
Didn't care.
random weird,
Don't say that.
Inglorious Bastard's name.
I like that.
He's a Nazi.
You got one more email?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do one more email.
This
here.
says replay shown to attendees at stadium. Hiya. I was at the Patriots versus Miami game at Gillette's, and when the ump was reviewing the replay, they said that they were playing the review actual footage on the huge screens around the stadium. The fast forward, rewind, all of it. It happened each time the ump reviewed. I wondered if it was really the footage, but I'll never know.
They don't do that, right? Like we don't ever get to see. Was that a mistake? Because I didn't think we ever got to see them when they're like.
I thought somebody said that was a new thing they are doing, but I could be wrong.
Maybe they include that in the broadcast when they have more time to kill or something. Like the broadcast of an NFL football game is gigantic.
Super
and there's
fascinating.
a lot of producers involved. And you think
Yeah.
about how many millions. It's like one of the highest rated TV shows there is
There's
now
probably
because of live sports.
25 producers for that show because you've got multiple broadcasts, you've got multiple languages.
And then so they've got a lot of cameras and a lot of different things to switch to, and then some. Behind the scenes of like there should be a reality show just about producing like a live sporting event because that's pretty fascinating.
That is
like a behind the scenes thing. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because there are famous producers that they hire for big games because some producers are considered better. It's like broadcasters. They'll get Al Michaels for a bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
one of our buddies is becoming one of those guys in the NFL. I don't know if we'll ever have the ability to talk to him in that capacity, but our buddy Austin Hiddle, who worked with us at Orlando City Soccer.
Is he working his way up the ranks of it?
Man, and he's crushing it. He's currently still with the Falcons, but I want to say he's in charge of everything for them. Like, he's a
video
young
department,
dude.
yeah.
He's young, and he's like their guy. And then he got pulled into, I see him getting pulled in to do stuff for like Pro Bowl or NFL Network. And I'm like, uh-oh, there he goes.
Yeah. You
He's
work
just
your
gonna
way
be-
up the ranks.
Just be in charge of once you stop working for a team and you start working for the NFL, holy smokes.
We need to get him for a weird job Wednesday.
I'll reach out to him for sure.
All right. We will see you tomorrow.
Cool. Just need intros for those two.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's that go?
That's Thursday too.
Yep.
Did we have any?
Yeah, we should have Pam and Scotty from the History Center there. And that should be a 23-minute.
Got it. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I guess we're not recording anymore, right?
Yep, that's it.
We'll see you later.